Nicoletta, what are the competitive advantages of the... Actually, I'll say that, answer that third. Russia and Ukraine. Yes, prices have raised. They have now stabilized. It was a big economic shock, especially so soon after the pandemic, and as we tried to slowly come out of that debilitating pandemic for all our economy. We have also redirected our attention to food security, to making it easier to invest in the European Union in order for us not to lose our competitiveness, and also finding new allies. You know, the European Union can, when we talk about strategic autonomy, not forget that we could find ourselves alone. And for too long we relied on some allies, some more reliable than others. And I think it is about time that we look to our immediate EU neighbors in order to have less energy islands, as we call them, but also to realize that we need to invest much more in our youth, in our research, in the fact that we need to be at the cutting edge, not only of, let's say, academic level, but also economic level, where we can invest in new sectors of economic growth. So that is where we will focus on as we continue to battle inflation and hope that prices will come down and affordability will go up. And we have huge parts of the population that today feel that they cannot afford. Household prices are too high and pensions value have been wiped out. This is a reality, and we need to make sure that in all the projects I've mentioned, legislative things that we are inserting to legislating upon in order to introduce, is that we never forget that these have to be cushioning the social and economic impact on our citizens. Competitive advantage of the EU. What I just said, in fact, and the difficulties that we, let's say, meet or have, is precisely our competitive advantage. In other words, the unity we have shown over the past years, that in times of crisis, Europe is united, that we find our competencies on security, on defense, on making it easier to travel from one country to another, making it more easy for you to be able to live, work and study anywhere in the European Union. From a digital perspective, from an economic perspective, being the most climate ambitious continent on this planet is where we can really be competitive. And it is important that I tell you this, because you will meet people tell you, you know, being climate ambitious comes at an economic cost. No. What comes at an economic cost is if we leave behind citizens whom we have not explained our decisions to. And that's where I am convinced that we can be extremely ambitious in the way we tackle our climate concerns, while at the same time staying competitive and growing our economies. And here is where you come in. You know, when I was younger, I used to hate it when people like me were standing here and would tell me, oh, you know, you are the future, your time will come, wait a little bit, now we are in charge. I hated that. That's the reason why I started running as a candidate when I was very young. Because I was saying, I know what we're going through as young people. And democracies, especially in this country where you vote at 17, you can really make a difference already at a young age. So your advantage is not only to vote, but to put the responsibility on elected politicians, to push them and hold them to account. Don't give that away, because if you do that, someone else will decide for you. That's your biggest advantage.
Okay, we run out of time.